Manchester United has gone from being one of the most feared clubs in football to the butt of jokes across the sport. No other team gets mocked as often, and for good reason. Fans keep asking the same question: what has gone so wrong? Think about it for a moment. How does a club with such history and resources struggle year after year? That is exactly what we're digging into today, because the real reasons go far deeper than tactics or formations. Many people point straight to managers and tactical choices as the explanation. Since Sir Alex Ferguson stepped down in 2013, United have gone through 8 different managers, including names like Jose Mourinho and Louis van Gaal. Each one came with new ideas and promised a new direction. For a short while, there would be a spark, but soon enough players looked lost, results dipped, and another manager left with their reputation in pieces. If it were only about tactics, wouldn't at least one of those approaches have worked by now? It makes you wonder if something else, something more fundamental, is holding the team back. That brings us to the players themselves. United's transfer strategy has produced more frustration than success in the last decade. Take Angel Di Maria as an example. He arrived in 2014 for £59.7 million and left after just one poor season. Paul Pogba returned in 2016 for a then record £89 million, and across 233 matches delivered 90 goals and assists. Not terrible numbers on paper, but well below the output and influence he showed at Juventus. Harry Maguire, bought for £80 million in 2019, impressed in his first year but quickly became a symbol of inconsistency and was often mocked by rival fans. More recently, Mason Mount joined for around £55 to £60 million. Instead of boosting the midfield, injuries disrupted his first campaign, and his impact was limited when he was available. And then there is Antony, signed for £86 million, who managed just 17 goal contributions in 96 games, compared to 46 in fewer appearances at Ajax. Every mistake becomes a headline because of the constant media attention. The pressure never fades, and for young players it is suffocating. They either succeed immediately or risk being written off as failures. Imagine being 19 or 20 years old and living under that kind of spotlight. Time and again, players seem to rediscover their form the moment they step away from Old Trafford. Think about Alexis Sanchez for a second. In England, he looked finished, almost a shadow of the star he once was at Arsenal. Yet when he moved to Inter Milan, he suddenly lifted trophies again, winning Serie A and the Coppa Italia. Does that sound like a player who had lost all his ability, or one who simply could not thrive in Manchester? Anthony Elanga is another striking case. With United, he only managed 8 goal contributions in 55 appearances. Solid numbers for a young player maybe, but nothing special. Then he left for Nottingham Forest and within 2 seasons produced 29 goal contributions. That is almost 4 times his output in less time. Why do you think that happens? Do you believe the environment at Forest magically made him better? Or is it more likely that the environment at United held him back? Even Scott McTominay, who was often seen as a hard-working but limited midfielder, completely changed the narrative after moving to Napoli. In his very first Serie A season, he scored 11 times. For a midfielder, that is impressive production, especially compared to his numbers in Manchester. Fans who once doubted his ceiling suddenly saw him thriving in a more stable setup. And then we have David De Gea. Toward the end of his time at United, he was criticized heavily and painted as past his best. Yet once he joined Fiorentina, his reputation began to rebuild. He looked more assured, more confident, almost like the keeper United fans used to admire. These stories are not random. They tell us something important. The main obstacle is not the talent of the players. It is the environment they are asked to perform in. What results is a mismatched squad where styles clash and chemistry never fully develops. As fans, doesn't that make you wonder if the issue has less to do with the players themselves and more to do with the people making the decisions? Star players consistently underperform, regardless of who is in the dugout or what system is used. The club has become weighed down by toxic pressure, ownership instability, poor recruitment, and constant media scrutiny. Some fans like to joke about a curse, but in reality, it is a cycle of mismanagement. Manchester United's decline is not rooted in tactics but in systemic issues. Without rebuilding the culture, improving recruitment, and setting a clear vision for the future, the cycle of underperformance will simply repeat itself. What looks like misfortune from the outside is really consistent mismanagement that drags down even elite players. Do you agree? Or do you think something else explains United's struggles? Share your perspective. And if you enjoy this video, make sure to subscribe to Enigma Path for more football insights.